You're sitting there again, staring at your phone like it holds the meaning of your entire existence. It's midnight. Your last message has been delivered for hours. And she's online. She's posting stories. She's replying to others. But not to you. Your chest hurts. Your mind starts spinning. You tell yourself, maybe she's busy, maybe she fell asleep, maybe I said something wrong, maybe she's losing interest. You scroll up and reread the conversation 10 times, trying to find the exact moment where everything shifted. And you fight the urge, the unbearable urge, to send another message just to prove to yourself that you still matter. But you don't send it. Not because you're strong, but because you're terrified. Terrified that she won't respond again. And here's the part that burns the most. This isn't new. This isn't the first time a woman's silence has broken you. It's not even the 10th time. Different woman. Same pain. Same anxiety. Same pit in your stomach when she starts pulling away. You keep hoping the next one won't hurt you. You keep convincing yourself that this time things will be different. But deep down, you already know the truth. The problem was never the women. The problem was that you kept giving them the power to hurt you. You kept waiting for them to choose you. Kept hoping they would validate you. Kept letting their attention determine your value. And every time they pulled away, they didn't break you. You broke yourself trying to earn something that should have never been a reward in the first place. Tonight, I'm going to tell you something that will hit harder than any breakup you've ever lived through. A woman can't destroy you unless she owns the parts of you that you refuse to face. That's why her silence feels like death. Why her distance feels like rejection. Why her coldness feels like punishment. You're not reacting to her behavior. You're reacting to your wounds. To the emptiness inside you that was there long before she appeared. Her ignoring you doesn't hurt because she's special. It hurts because it exposes the parts of you that you've been hiding your entire life. That abandoned child inside you. That insecure teenager who never felt good enough. That man who thinks love must be earned through performance and perfection. No woman is breaking your heart. Your heart was already cracked. They just touched the fracture. And here's the truth nobody told you. The day you finally face your wounds is the day no woman will ever hurt you again. Not because you become cold. Not because you become distant. Not because you stop caring. But because you finally stop needing external validation to feel whole. You stop giving your worth away to someone's text message. You stop letting someone else's interest decide your identity. You stop chasing anyone who's willing to walk away. When you fix the emptiness inside you, you stop craving the attention that destroys you. When you build an identity rooted in your truth, your purpose, your strength, you stop bending for women who don't deserve you. When you develop the ability to sit with your own emotions instead of fleeing from them, you stop falling for the women who trigger your wounds. That's when everything changes. That's when you become the man no woman can manipulate, control, or break ever again. Not because you're heartless, but because you finally own the one thing every woman once had control over. Yourself. You think the worst pain is when a woman leaves you. It's not. The real pain hits when you realize you've spent years abandoning yourself. When it finally clicks that you weren't heartbroken because she walked away. You were heartbroken because you stayed, long after she stopped choosing you. That's the moment every man remembers. The moment when the illusion shatters, brutally, silently, without mercy. When you see yourself clearly for the first time. A man who kept giving love hoping it would earn him the right to exist. You remember the nights you stayed up waiting for her reply. Not because you were in love. But because you were terrified of silence. Terrified of being left alone with the parts of you that you've been running from since childhood. The truth? You were never chasing her. You were chasing the version of yourself you wished she could make you feel like. And when she pulled away, everything inside you collapsed because she took with her the only identity you knew. But here's the moment everything shifts. The moment you stop mourning the woman. And start mourning the man you allowed yourself to become. The man who tolerated disrespect because he feared abandonment. The man who begged for attention because he didn't know his own value. The man who mistook anxiety for love. And as that realization hits you, it doesn't just sting. It burns. It carves you open. It forces you to face the truth you avoided for years. You were hurting yourself long before any woman ever did. And that's when something powerful, almost violent, awakens inside you. A shift. A breaking. A rebirth. You stop asking, "Why did she treat me like that?" And start asking, "Why did I allow anyone that close to wounds I never healed?" You stop chasing attention. You stop begging for clarity. You stop trying to earn what should be given freely. You start doing something far more terrifying. You look inward. You sit with the pain you've been trying to numb with validation. You let the silence speak. You let the truth hurt. You let the darkness shape you instead of destroy you. And slowly, the version of you who needed her to feel whole starts to die. Not because you become cold, but because you finally understand something life-changing. A woman's distance can only break the man who is disconnected from himself. Once you reconnect with your own worth, her power disappears. Her silence stops being a threat. Her mixed signals stop being a puzzle. Her attention stops being oxygen. You stop reacting to her behavior and start responding to your standards. You stop fearing her loss and start fearing your own self-abandonment. You stop begging for love and start choosing who is worthy of yours. This is where men are reborn. In the ruins. In the quiet. In the moment they finally say, "I'm done hurting myself." And from that moment on, no woman, not the cold one, not the distant one, not even the one you once loved more than yourself, will ever hurt you again. There comes a moment in every man's life when something snaps. Not in anger, not in bitterness, but in a cold, sobering, earth-shifting clarity. It's the moment you finally understand that the woman didn't break you. She simply revealed the parts of you that were already cracked. She exposed the loneliness you carried long before you met her. She triggered insecurities that existed years before she ever knew your name. She activated wounds that were never hers to heal. But you handed them to her anyway, hoping she could. You put your heart in her hands, when it should have been in your own. You made her the source of your happiness, when it should have been your reflection. And when she walked away, you didn't lose her. You lost the illusion that she could fill the void inside you. But the painful truth? That void wasn't created by women. It was created by a lifetime of abandoning your own emotional needs. Every time you laughed off pain because men don't complain. Every time you swallowed anger because it's not worth the fight. Every time you silenced your truth because someone might leave. Women didn't hurt you. Your silence did. But something incredible happens when a man finally reaches his breaking point. Not the collapse, the awakening. The moment you stop asking, "Why do women always hurt me?" and start asking, "Why was I so disconnected from myself that I didn't see the red flags? Why did I make her feelings my responsibility? Why did I place my emotional stability in the hands of someone who wasn't even stable herself?" And then, the shift happens. You stop chasing her words and start listening to her actions. You stop accepting excuses and start valuing effort. You stop romanticizing potential and start demanding reality. You stop falling for butterflies and start paying attention to your nervous system. How your body tightens around her. How your mind becomes chaotic because of her. How your spirit feels drained instead of lifted. Because now you see something you were blind to before. Peace isn't boring. Peace is the new sexy. A woman who brings confusion is no longer attractive. She's a threat to your well-being. A woman who brings inconsistency is no longer a challenge. She's a liability. A woman who uses emotions as weapons is no longer passionate. She's disqualified. Your entire definition of attraction changes. Your entire nervous system recalibrates. And suddenly, the man who was once easily manipulated becomes untouchable. The man who once panicked at silence now enjoys his own company. The man who once begged for clarity now walks away the moment energy feels wrong. You become the man who doesn't chase, because you are finally leading your own life. The man who doesn't fear being alone, because you are finally at peace with yourself. The man who doesn't collapse from rejection, because you no longer reject your own worth. This is what women feel when they meet you after your awakening. This is why their games stop working. This is why their manipulation falls flat. You're no longer operating from the boy who was desperate to be chosen. You're operating from the man who chooses himself first, and chooses women from strength, not emptiness. And that man, that grounded, centered, emotionally sovereign man, cannot be hurt. Not because he's cold, not because he's numb, not because he's closed off, but because his heart finally has a protector, himself. No woman will ever hurt you again, because you will never again abandon yourself for the chance to be loved by someone else. This is the rebirth. This is the immunity. This is your final evolution. And every woman who meets you from this day forward will feel the difference.